Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 24 August 2023, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And a knife sale is exactly what we shall have, and it is a huge one. Gonna have to talk quickly. Before we get into the meat of the sale, let's do a little bit of housekeeping, shall we? First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video so you can peruse them at your leisure. Also in the description at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. 2 of them pertinent to the knife sale, 1 of them pertinent to the sharpening service. So the first link you'll see is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you are new to this weekly sales event, you're going to want to watch that. It's going to make your purchase experience go much more smoothly. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That video explains how this process all works from the consignors perspective. So if you're interested in using this weekly sale to move along some of your collection, please watch that. It'll explain how it all works. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the all-important video description at the top, you'll see those 3 links, then the terms of the sale in the middle. At the bottom, you'll see the list of tonight's inventory complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you will generally see 2 numbers. The one on the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video, the price on the right as sharpened by the Apostle P Knife Service. There will be no next day sharpening this week, and backlog is getting a little bit high, so expect your sharpened knife to ship in about 4 weeks if you purchase it that way tonight. If you see the word sold, all bold type with an exclamation point in lieu of pricing, that means that knife has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send a message about anything marked sold. Okay, I think that's about it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we've got a few leftovers from last week to work through. Now, this first one I'm going to show you will actually have 2 knives listed because they are twins and they are identical. From the Columbia River Knife and Tool Company, we've got the 2906 Otanashi no Ken. Lee Williams design. A large folder. On the show side, we have cold steelish, coarsely peel-plied black G10. On the working side, we have a stainless steel frame, DLC coated. We've got a deep carry pocket clip that might go both ways. Tip up, left or right hand. We have this lock safety. It's the locks system. Lake and Walker knife safety, I believe it is. And you'll see a glinty Apostle P edge on that Os 8 blade. 4 1/2 inches of elongated tanto. 5 1/2 inches of handle. It is a stainless steel frame lock. There, I've engaged the locks so it won't disengage. Now it will. There's your lock engagement. Lockup is rock solid. Action is nice and smooth. Centering is close, but both knives favor the left ever so slightly. So you'll see these listed as number 1 and number 2 in your inventory, but they are identical. Price of these online brand new is $100. Now my consignor paid me $30 each to sharpen these, so he's got about $130 in them. We offered them last week $85 each, dropped them to $75 for the weekend. They're still here, so $65 with an Apostle P Edge on the CRKT 2906 Otanashi no Ken. Next up, this kind of surprises me to be left over, from Fox Knives in collaboration with Bastinelli Creations. We have the Geco, G-E-C-O, and it'll be listed as Geco T-A-P because I have sharpened this. So we have a curvy titanium frame lock, steel inserted lock interface with over travel stops integrated, deep carry pocket clip right hand tip up, OD green canvas micarta scale. It is a ball bearing flipper, flips with authority. An interesting Tonto blade, fashioned of Bowler N690CO. It is 3 3/8 inches long. It's sporting an Apostle P Edge already. It is quite sharp. There's your lock engagement. Blade length is 3 3/8. Handles 4 7/8. Ball bearing action nice and free. The lockup is rock solid. The blade centering, I'm going to say, you know, it's very close. You might call that perfect. Condition near mint in box with my sharpening. These are in stock new. Web retail is $229, and then this one has $30 worth of my sharpening on it. So I think my seller's got $259 in it. We ran it last week at $180. Didn't sell. We dropped it to $160 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $140. No need to sharpen. That'll be listed as Fox Bastinelli Geco TAP because of its edge by the Apostle P Knife Service. Next up, this is, you guys are killing me. You're killing me. We've got one from Cold Steel, one of their most iconic fixed blades ever, if not the most. It's the Laredo Bowie. This one in VG1 Sanmai. It will come with an accessory leather sheath that is intended to carry between the pant belt line and the belt, and then it stops on that brass dog. It looks very mid-19th century fighter when you carry it like that. Right now it's in the standard Cold Steel Securex sheath. Here's the knife. I got it all fingerprinted up. Blade length on the Laredo is 10.5 inches. Handle is 5 5/16 of black linen micarta in a coffin shape, brass guard and nut. And it's wearing an edge by the Apostle P Knife Service. There are some very faint horizontal scratches, mostly near the spine, just from being in that leather sheath once or twice. Other than that, pretty pristine. Sharpening noted. So we'll call it near mint in box. These are out of stock and probably gone forever. A Japanese made Cold Steel fixed blade probably won't happen under new ownership. They were $425 web retail when they're new, and that's about $40 worth of my sharpening. Sold listings on eBay for these discontinued knives run between $400 and $515. We ran this one at $450 last week. Didn't sell, dropped it to $400 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's do 375, no need to sharpen, on the cold steel Laredo Bowie. Okay, guys, don't make me spend the money. Please get it out of my sight. It's one of the most awesome Bowie knives ever made. Okay, next up, I have one from ML Knives, Matt Lesniewski. This is his carry and trail roamer, handled in Brazilian cherry. Comes in a fold-over sort of bushcraft style sheath. Got a little leather thong tied on. Here's the knife. Handmade, hand-forged 1095, convex sharpened, and I think my consignor has refined that convex edge a little bit. I'm going to give you a sharpened price on this, but guys, it doesn't need it. There's your Brazilian cherry with black pins. Blade length on the carry and trail, 2 3/8, handle 3 3/16. Exposed tang with the lanyard hole. We'll call it near mint, no box. These are out of stock on Matt's website. $200 is about what they cost web retail when they're new. We ran this last week at $150, dropped it to $130 for the weekend. This week, $120. Very nice little American-made, handmade fixed blade. The ML Knives Carry and Trail Roamer. $120 like it is, $140 with my edge. Next is our last leftover for tonight. Lefties, here you go. From Vero Engineering. I just think it's great when a company makes a dedicated left-hand version of a given model. This is the Axon Lefty, designer Joseph Vero, steel M390, stonewash blade, raw finish. So we've got natural canvas micarta scales. We've got a milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. It opens via a fuller, and I betcha, see, it's left-handed. I am left-handed, so I should probably just open this knife left-handed. Will it Spidey flick? I bet it will. You bet it will. And it's on ball bearings. It is a titanium liner lock with a steel insert in the lock bar. There's your lockup. No, that's not super late. It's just coming from the wrong side, guys. Lockup is rock solid. Blade length is 3.5. Handle is 4.5. It is like new in the box. Let's see, how's the centering? Perfect. And web retail for these is $335. I don't think there's any lefties in stock. We ran this last week for $270, and then it did not sell. We dropped it to $250 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $230. $260 with an ApostleP Edge on the Vero Engineering Axon Lefty. All right, guys, on to the fresh stuff. The first one is an icon. Absolutely an icon. I got no box with this. So you'll have to forgive that. Here we go, boys. That is what you think it is. That is a cold steel Espada XL with the polished, bolstered, and end capped trim level, right? So you got aluminum end cap, aluminum bolster, and it does have a little bit of scuffing just from some carry wear, but if you really want to polish that up, it'll take about 3 minutes. Polished G10 scales. Right hand tip up only pocket clip, triad lock, and then there's this. Yeah, that's all I can get in the camera view, guys. And this, by the way, S35VN. 7.5 inches of swashbuckling clip point awesomeness. We've got the thumb plate, which acts as a wave feature. We got a handle that's only 9 5/8 inches long. Look how small my hand looks. Let's see, is the lockup solid? Yeah. The action, about as free as you'd want it. And centering is dead down the middle. So, bolster wear noted, we'll call it near mint, no box. And somebody's going to get a deal because of that. These knives are still in stock at Cold Steel retailers. It'll cost you $333 to buy a new one. This one, $250 like it is. $285 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Cold Steel Espada XL. Next up, got one from Zach Brown's Southern Grind Knives. Yes, we do. What is it? It is a Bad Monkey with the Emerson Wave drop point blade and carbon fiber handle. We have a peel ply carbon fiber scale set. Nice texture. Not overly aggressive, but it lets you know it's there. Right hand tip up shorty pocket clip. Thumb studs and an Emerson Wave. Knife deploys beautifully. Looks like it's serial number 20. Blade steel on the Bad Monkey is 14C28N with kind of a bi-finish stonewash flats, satin bevels on that mid saber ground spear point blade. You got a titanium liner lock that engages thusly. It is dead rock solid. Phosphor bronze washer action is nice and smooth. Centering is dead down the middle. We'll call this near mint to like new in box. Currently in stock at your favorite retailer for $261 web retail. Let's do $210 on this one. $235 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Southern Grind Bad Monkey CF Emerson. Next up, we have one from the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon. It is the 940-1 Osborne, a knife that just won't go away, and they keep getting more expensive. So here you go, guys. It's black and gray except for this nice pop of blue on the hard anodized aluminum hourglass standoffs, parkerized Emerson style clip, carbon fiber scales, dark stonewash S90V blade, 3 7/16 inches of blade, 4 7/16 inches of handle, axis lock. Not quite a free dropper, but eminently flickable. Dead rock solid lockup. You might be able to loosen that pivot if you'd like. Dead centering. Condition on this one is like new in box. They have crept up to a whopping $315 web retail. Benchmade minimum advertised pricing. That's a lot of money. How about just this like new in box example with nice mechanics? Not one you're going to have an issue with. $240 shipped priority mail. $270 with my edge. That's the Benchmade 940-1 Osborne. Next up, another one from Benchmade, and this is a puzzler. I've sold one of these, and it puzzles me that it's a black class knife, but it is. It is the 290 BK-2 full immunity. Why do I love this? That's why. But it's a little tiny knife. Why is it a black class knife? I don't know. So the full immunity sports the axis lock mechanism with the corresponding blackened stainless steel liners. This one's got black hourglass standoffs. Thumb studs and phosphor bronze. A very dark gray, maybe black Cerakote finish on that stylized Wharncliffe M4 blade. 2.5 inches of blade, 3 7/16 inches of handle. It's one where the pinky's going to hang out on the back side of the horn, or you can just sort of sneak forward and pinch it. You got your ambidextrous tip up deep carry shorty clip. Thank you, Bug Out. This one is a free dropper with rock solid lockup. And hard to see, but the centering be dead. Nice skinny little Warncliffe blade. I like that knife. So, let's see. It's like new in the box. Perfect mechanicals. Map pricing. Web retail $270 on the full immunity. Let's do this one at $225 like it is. $255 with an ApostleP Edge. The Benchmade $290 BK-2 full immunity. Next up, we got one from Three Rivers Manufacturing, USA. It is the Neutron 2, wearing a set of subtle, nondescript gray G10 scales. The Neutron 2 does have the deep carry titanium pocket clip. There is one tiny little clip scuff right below the bend, right there at my thumbnail. Very subtle. Thumb studs and phosphor bronze, baby. 20 CV blade. 2 15/16 inches long, 4 inches of handle. Just 90 thousandths stock. Gorgeous slicer. Solid lockup on the titanium liner. Smooth phosphor bronze action. Dead centering. Condition, I'm going to say, is near mint in box. There is a slight roll at the tip. Then the blade might have been touched up. Looks like. Nothing a good Apostle P sharpening wouldn't make wonderful. So these are out of stock. When they were last available, they were $224 web retail. Let's do this one. $195 like it is. $225 with an ApostleP Edge. Three Rivers Manufacturing, Neutron 2. Next up, we have one from Hinderer Knives, made in the USA. It's kind of my favorite Hinderer pattern, actually. It's the Eklipse 3.5 in S45VN spear point blade, tri-way pivot, stonewash bronze frame, and translucent green or jade or natural G10 scale. There's your scale. I love that handle material. I just do. And it goes so well in this case with that bronze anodized stonewash titanium frame. A little bit of evidence of carry on the clip, I would say. It is the tri-way pivot version. You can tell by the etch on the flipper. Does it flip well? Yeah, it does. Ball bearings are installed. Blade steel is S45, as mentioned on the box. Nice thinly ground hunk S45, by the way, for a Hinderer. So 3 9/16 inches of harpoon spear point blade, and then the handle length is 4 3/4. There is your lock engagement right where you want it. It's dead rock solid. Bearings are nice and free. Centering is dead. Condition will be near mint in box, and these are out of stock at $425 web retail. This one, let's do it $400 like it is, and $430 if you'd like it with an ApostleP Edge. That's the Hinderer Eklipse 3.5. Next up, oh, I know I teased you about this one yesterday in my heads up video. It's from Protech, and it is a Malibu button lock flipper, model number PVK.MRT.2, the PVK exclusive edition, the milled textured black handle DLC black blade, reverse tanto in 3V. So look at that, beautifully checker milled hard anodized aluminum. You've got a right hand tip up deep carry clip. Ball bearing flip in action. And then, where is it? Yeah. On the spine, see if I can get the camera to pick that up. It says Protech CPM 3V. A little bit of coating rub going on this knife. Right near the tip, just from actual use. It's very superficial. I bet you could rub a little oil in and it would disappear. Just have to catch it in the right light. Yeah, super light. So let's see, guys. 3 3/8 blade, 5 5/8 handle, 150. I'm sorry, CPM 3V blade. Those are wrong dimensions. 3 5/16 blade, 4 3/16 handle. Super efficient blade to handle ratio. Rock solid lockup. Superb flipping action. Perfect centering. We will say near mint in box. Coating scuffs noted on the blade. So these are actually in stock new at PVK, which shocked me, for 290 bucks. And most of these Malibus do stupid money, like over 300. But since this is in stock new for 290, let's do 240. Shipped, priority mail, 265 if you like it with an ApostleP Edge. Protech Malibu, milled and murdered in your inventory. Next up, we have reached the save me from myself moment tonight. We got another one from Protech. And this is one of the collaborations with James Yeager's Tactical Response School. It's the TR3 L1 in blue. Why is the L1? Because it's left-handed. What a sweet EDC automatic. Bright blue, hard anodized, fluted aluminum scales. Thwacky Protech action. A bifinished blade, horizontal satin flats, stone washed. Main bevel and swedge. Blade steel's 154 cm. Good old school Protech steel. 3 3/8 blade. 4 5/8 handle. Oh my goodness. Lockup is dead solid. Action is Protech awesome. Centering is perfect. Condition like new, maybe near mint. I couldn't really find a spot on it, even on the polished clip. Oh, inbox. Out of stock at $175 web retail, and the lefties were rare even then. But we're going to do $150 shipped priority mail, $175 with an ApostleP Edge. Please, please don't make me buy this, guys. My budget does not need it. The Protech TR3 L1 Blue Lefty. Next up, from Spyderco, Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth, we have a Shaman serrated. Never seen one before. So it's a PJ in configuration, a plain Jane black G10, and a dark stone-washed blade in S30V steel, but full SpyderEdge on that bad boy. You know, if you just need a knife to go to work with and you want it to be a robust, awesome Spyderco, here you go. It is wearing a titanium deep carry clip. I don't recognize that clip. Could be a Casey, could be an MXG, I don't know. No original clip with this one. Of course, it'll be 4-way mountable. Dimensions on the Shaman, 3 9/16 blade, 4 11/16 handle. Not quite a free dropper, but a Shaman really doesn't need to be. There's enough mass in the blade that it'll do what you want it to do, flippage wise. Rock solid lockup. And dead centering. Now the tip looks a little funky, mostly because of its chisel ground 1/2 inch run of plain edge. So that's, if it's thrown off your eye, that's why. Blade's centered. Okay, condition is near mint to like new in box, but the original clip is not with us. Out of stock in the serrated version. If they were available, they would be $252. Spyderco map pricing, web retail. Let's do this one at $190. No need to sharpen that SpyderEdge. Spyderco Shaman PJ SpyderEdge. Next up, we have another Spyderco from Golden. It's a paramilitary 2. Black and OD green, it says. Yeah, this is the DLT exclusive paramilitary 2 OD green G10 scales, black hardware. This is wearing a deep carry Casey Lynch clip, I believe, and no original in the box. Black to match the hardware. DLT exclusive. Blade steel is S90V. It is rock solid in its lockup. It is free dropping in its action. It is just about perfectly centered. I'm sure it could be if I bent it over my knee, but it's very, very close. You might call that perfect. Condition is near mint in box. I just noticed maybe a little bit of evidence of being in a pocket, but I don't really see a mark on the knife. So the DLT exclusive is out of stock. They're also out of stock at Country Knives. They were $250 at Country when they were available. eBay sold listings ranging between $190 and $279. This is a super nice example. Let's say $210, like it is $240 with an ApostleP Edge. That's Spyderco Pair 2 OD DLC S90. Next up, more Spidey, more Golden, more paramilitary 2. An orange handled Warncliffe. Cutlery shop exclusive. Bright orange G10. Bright hardware. Satin blade. In CTS XHP, as Cutlery Shop likes to do. That's such a wicked utility knife. It really, really is. So let's see. Lock up, dead rock solid. It's got just a little bit right at the top where it doesn't want to drop free, which, I don't know, indicates a nice solid lockup. And then it kind of swings after that. Lockup is perfect. Centering kind of hard to see in there, but it is perfect. Condition, near mint in box, and I said that because there is the tiniest little skin snagger of a roll at the tip, but it's super tiny. Probably came that way. So they're out of stock at Cutlery Shop. There are no current listings on eBay. There are no sold listings on eBay. So there, I guess we call that unobtainium. Your price, $240 like it is, $265 with an ApostleP Edge. That's the Spyderco Pair 2 Warney Orange Satin XHP. Next up, is it our last Spidey? It is. 4 Spideys tonight, all from Golden. God bless America. Here we go. This one, a Mannix 2 in dark blue and S110V, but you know we don't call this dark blue. It's purple. Purple. Purple G10. Bright hardware. Satin blade. S110V is your blade steel. Lock up. Dead solid. The caged ball lock. Phosphor bronze washers. Perfect centering. We will say near mint to like new. In the box. These knives, regular production. Web retail or Spyderco map pricing is $220 if you buy a new one. Or just buy this one, all in, shipped, priority mail, $160 like it is, $190 with an ApostleP Edge. That's the Spyderco Mannix 2, purple, and S110V. Next up, we have one from the Ferrum Forge Knife Works. I believe this is a Chinese-produced Ferrum Forge knife. It is the Stinger in Nitro V in black G10. One of those knives, well, if it weren't made in China and if it wasn't lacking a left-hand clip mount, I would probably own one, because it is a sweet little package. Black G10, stainless steel liners, bead blasted and revealed. behind the G10 scales. Right hand tip up deep carry clip. Ball bearing flipper. Whoops, that was all me. Got a bead blasted blade in Nitro V, a sexy little fuller, a high saber ground spear point. There's your lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. Just the knife just melts in the hand, unlike an M&M. Blade centering is dead. Flipping action rocks. Condition on this one will be near mint in box. I noted a slight clip scuff, and it is right above the bend, just barely there. Web price of these brand new, $95 at your favorite internet retailer. Let's do 70 shipped priority mail on this one. 95 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Ferrum Forge Stinger. Next up, it is Civivi time. There's your box pouch inside. Hard to read that old sticker there, but it says this is the C2103DS-3 button lock Elementum. A pretty special Elementum with that marbled carbon fiber scale set. Deep carry tip up pocket clip that is ambidextrous. And then when I, wait, there's no flipper. It's a button lock flinger. So you depress the button lock, you fling it closed, you fling it open. And it was hard to see because it was going by so fast, but the blade is that hand rubbed Damascus. Oh. Yeah. 3 7/16 inch blade, 4 7/16 inches a handle. Rock solid lockup. Flinging action, just fine. Centering, down the middle. Like new in the box. Web retail for this version of the Elementum, $107. If you can find one in stock, let's do $80 on this one. Like it is, $105 with an ApostleP edge. The Civivi C2103DS-3 button lock Elementum. It's a mouthful. Next up, oh guys, this knife wants me to break my rule. I've always said I will not pay over $30 for any knife made in China. I got a whole rationale for that. This one tempts me. One, because the designer is just such a great guy. Number two, I'll show you in a minute. It is the Mass Drop Thresher, designed by Michael Gavick, Gavco Knives. And I am not using a mirror. This is a Lefty Thresher. Yeah, it is a Lefty Thresher. Look at that gorgeous blade. That thing is a cutter, and it is gorgeous. Oh, S35VN blade, 3 3/8 inches long, 4 9/16 inch titanium handle, and this is called the Aqua Pelagic pattern. So blue-green, there's a little gold being revealed in the mill cuts. Milled titanium pocket clip that gets super skinny and usable. The titanium backspacer matches the motif of the handle. Ball bearings and studs, steel inserted titanium frame lock. Lockup is rock solid. Action is slick. Centering is perfect. It's so weird to have one of these in my left hand. Yeah. So let's see. Condition on the Thresher, near mint in box. They're out of stock at drop. Amazon actually has these knives available in the plain handle, not the pelagic, just the slab side. And they are $220. That's ridiculous. Let's do $125 on this one. $150 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Mass Drop Gavco Lefty Thresher. What a buy. Next up, we got one from Devo Knives, D-I-V-O. D-I-V-O, we are Devo, we are not men. That's an interesting slogan for a Chinese knife, isn't it? Anyhow, this is the Devo Mash, which I don't think is still in production. I couldn't find a current reference for this knife at all. But it was a blue anodized titanium scaled stainless steel liner lock. Okay. Wire clip, deep carry, ambidextrous, all black hardware including the blade. Opens with an oddly shaped hole. Pivot is on ball bearings. And let's see. Ground nice and thin. And they call this a tumbled PVD finish. Guys, this is hollow ground and super thin behind the edge. There is your engagement on the stainless steel liner lock. Rock solid. 3 1/4 blade, 4 5/16 handle. Very nice in the hand and a very usable blade shape. Blade centering is hard to see. It's in there. And it might favor the left slightly. I don't know. Tell me what you think. It might be perfect. Anyhow, we're going to say near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. And I couldn't even find a price reference. So sold listings on eBay range between $103 and $179. Nice example, no damage, unmarked, 120 like it is, 145 with an ApostleP edge on the Devo Knives Mash. Next up, got one from the Maniago Knife Makers. And it is a Jesper Voxnäs design, a nice small little utility knife. It's the MKM Isonzo, Isonzo. It looks very giant mousy, doesn't it? They're all working together over there in Italy. Got a big lanyard slot. We got a deep carry wire pocket clip that is ambidextrous. There is a ball bearing pivot. And a stainless steel liner lock. The blade is 2 1/8. The handle is 3 3/8. Scales, OD canvas micarta. Now this is the bronze trimmed version. There's a blue trimmed and black canvas that's currently in stock. This one's out of stock. So a little bronze wash on the back spacer and a pivot collar. Blade is M390. Lockup is solid. I think you can make it slip just a little if you press real hard, but it's no big deal. Blade centering is perfect. Condition is near mint in box. I think it's been sharpened. Let's see. Yeah, it has. And I'm going to give you a sharpened price. It's got a couple little raggedy spots in the edge. No big deal. They are $75 web retail in the black and blue configuration. This colorway is out of stock. Let's do $60 like it is, $85 with an ApostleP edge on the MKM Isonzo. Next up, we don't have a box, but we have a microfiber pouch with an anvil with a B in the center. I think that means buck, and it does. This is the Buck 110 Slim Pro TRX. I don't know what TRX stands for. I really don't. I do know it is very high vis with the orange G10 scales, the black hardware, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry blackened clip with brass nuts epoxied into the G10 for mounting. That means no liners. The blade looks just like a Buck 110, because it is. Blade steel S30V with the Boss heat treat. Blade length 3 5/8, handle 4 7/8. Guys, this knife can't weigh 3 ounces. Super lightweight, great hunting knife. Back lock, rock solid lockup, free action. What? A perfectly centered buck? It is. Son of a gun. Near mint in box. The only reason I'm not calling it like new, or not near box, near mint in pouch, no box. As most orange G10 does, you put it in your pocket and it picks up a little bit of soiling on the corners. Very little on this one. So web retail on these ranges between $100 and $110. Let's do this one at $75 like it is, $100 with my edge. The Buck 110 Slim Pro TRX Orange S30V. Next up, we got one from Leatherman. Awesome pouch, by the way. This, I love how the snap is open. They work great. This model is the Signal Topo, T-O-P-O. I'll show you why in a second. So the frame of this knife is steel, and it is probably Cerakoted green, right? And it's got all kinds of stuff going on. There's a carabiner. There's a hex driver. There is a ferro rod. There is a diamond sharpener. And let's see what else we got going on. We have replaceable wire cutter jaws on the needle nose pliers. We got your usual Leatherman tool set over here. Man. I can't get in there. There we go. And there's a a little rack of drivers in the sheath. Now, why is it a topo, you ask? Why is it a topo? Locking tools? Well, I'll show you. I thought when I first opened this it was a Damascus blade, but it's not. 420HC, but the blade finish is like a DLC, and it's a topographical map. Topo, right? Combo Edge 420HC. So the Signal Topo, near mint in pouch, this pouch, these sell for $140 web retail. This one's near mint in pouch. Let's do $100 like it is, $120 with an ApostleP Edge. Next up, we have one from custom maker Mike Irie, I-R-I-E. And this is his custom boot dagger. Interesting, it comes with a clippable boot sheath, but it's got a flap. Don't see that very often. And a snap. And here's the knife. A stag handled beauty. Double hollow ground. Hand rubbed, satin finished. A CPM 154 blade. And there's your maker's mark, Mike Irie's signature. 3 3/16 blade, 3 5/16 handle. Nice little sticker. Just superbly made. The grind symmetry on this thing is rather impressive, I got to say. Beautifully done sharpening choils. Gorgeous stag. These are out of stock. He makes the 6-inch version more currently, but this would be a 3-inch, 3 3/16. Would have been about $320 web retail when it was new, and it is near mint to like new, no box with the sheath. Let's do $200 like it is, and if you absolutely gotta, $235. I sharpen both of the edges. Mike Irie, custom boot dagger. Next up, this might be the most interesting knife in the sale, and somebody's going to get a deal because I don't have any of the packaging and the swag. All I got's a Ziploc and some foam. So this knife is from Pete's Pirate Life. Pete's Pirate Life, and it is the PPK fixed blade. I guess that stands for Pete's Pirate Knife. So here's the package. So obviously it comes set up for horizontal carry. in the Kydex sheath with the neoprene straps. And then it also comes with this clip that you can attach, I would imagine, for vertical or pocket carry. Super well made hunk of Kydex. No rattle. Well, a little bit of rattle, I guess. Nice thumb brake. Here you go. The blade is S35VN. 2 3/16 inches in length. Tumbled PVD finish. Black micarta handle scales that are beautifully milled. Look how the milled checkering goes around the edges all the way. Brass liners, brass bolts, elongated lanyard hole. Blade length 2 13/16, handle 3 5/8. Ooh, really locks in nicely. The texture on the micarta, the milled texture is awesome. Yeah. So near mint, no box. Now, these normally sell with lots of packaging and swag, right? So Arizona Custom Knives sold out of these at $4.95. They are selling on eBay between $700 and $850. Now, I understand a lot of the collectability is because of what comes with the knife in this market. That's why you get to buy this one, just a knife and the sheath and the clip. $395 like it is. $420 if you want me to sharpen it. That is the Pete's Pirate Life PPK. Next up, we got an icon from K-Bar and Ethan Becker. It is the K-Bar Becker BK19 Nesmuk. No box, just the sheath and the knife. There's a long name for the polymer that this sheath is made of, and I didn't write it down. I'm not going to try to remember. Then we got a removable nylon dangle and snap. Nice retention. And here we go. This is not listed as Cerakote, but it looks a lot like Cerakote. 1095 chrome vanadium CV is your blade steel. And this is the BK19, by the way. Blade length is 4 3/16. The handle is 4 13/16. The scale material is ultramid. Burnt bronze is the colorway they call this. Ethan Becker design. Near mint to like new, no box. Web price of these retail brand new, $119. You can have this one for $90. $90 like it is. $115 if you'd like it with an ApostleP Edge. That's the K-Bar Becker BK19 Nesmuk. Next up. What? It's a fixed blade from Kaiser. No box. This is the Kaiser 1048 A1 Cabox CABOX fixed blade. Designed by Jonathan Stiles. Comes in a fold-over Kydex sheath set up for horizontal carry. The straps are leather on this one. Nice thumb brake. Good looking blade. Nice little fullered drop point. D2 is your blade steel. Blade length is 3 1/4. The handle is 4 3/4, but that's from the very front to the end of the ringtail. Scales are black canvas micarta. Not a huge ringtail fan, but yeah, not bad. No rattle on this one. So it's like new, no box. Web retail on these, if you want to buy a brand new one with a box and stuff, would be $59, probably plus tax and postage. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $40. $65 with my edge. It's the Kaiser 1048 A1 K-Box fixed blade. Next up, we have a light from Nightcore. No box, just a Ziploc bag. But I do have a charging cord, which is mini USB, or USB-C, compact. I've got a belt pouch device that is molded plastic. And this is interesting. The clip looks like it's a two-way clip, so bill of cap or pocket, and then attached to that, and I think that's removable, and I think that's like a magazine tube mount, and it's pretty cool. It's polymer. You just slide this out, and then you can, away you go. That's kind of neat. This is the Nitecore P10iX. So overall length is 5 9/16. Black hard anodized aluminum barrel. The plug for your USB-C charging is here. Takes a 21700 big ol' rechargeable battery. Guys, it's bright and it's hot. 4 LED emitters. I believe it's 1800 lumens on its highest setting, and there's a bunch of modes as usual. We'll call it near mint, no box, but with cord and pouch. Do I have in that? Yeah, that's in there the right way. These retail for between 80 and 120 web retail, depending on where you find them. Let's do this at 60 like it is. No need to sharpen. The Nitecore P10iX flashlight. Next up. It's another light with no box. Just a baggie. Who needs a box for a flashlight? This one is from Olight. It is the Warrior Mini 2. So this will come with magnetic USB charging cord. And we sold a baton last week. They had this same pouch. It really looks 3D printed. Could it be 3D printed? I don't know. The clip, very robust and removable. It's got that two-way clip, bill or pocket. Interesting warrior motif. Black and red hard anodized aluminum barrel. 4 5/8 overall length. This takes an 18650 battery. Several modes. Highest setting 1750 lumens. Near mint to like new, no box. Web retail on these is 90. Let's do this one at 65 bucks like it is. No need to sharpen. That's the Olight Warrior Mini 2. Do I have that the wrong way? I do. There we go. Next up, we got one from Medford Knife and Tool. From Medford Knife and Tool. No outer box, but I do have the most important part of the box. You know, there's all your stuff. I got a little COA here, Certificate of Creation and Authenticity. And on the back it says that this is a USMC Fighter Flipper FF. NS35VN, tumbled finish, standard grind, tumbled handle, but oh, how they tumbled it. As well as the spring, which would be the frame side. So, let's take a look at the knife. This is a beast, guys. It really is. And it's a stunning beast. So, yeah. I don't know. Does that look sort of like a hand grenade? I don't know. It's gorgeous. So, like tumble polished raw titanium. And then the pivot, the I guess backspace, or what would you call that device besides a skull crusher? But those are like purpley bronze anodized, as is the titanium clip with the ceramic ball for retention. Got a lock bar stabilizer. Oh, it's a flipper even. Yes, it is, and it flips. Blade steel is S35VN, as the card said. Blade length is 4 and 3/16. The handle is 5 3/16. Good looking fuller. Non-inserted titanium lock interface. You know, if you carburize it and you do it right, dimensionally, geometrically, you don't need a steel insert. Blade centering is, you know, it might be off a little bit to the left, which is kind of shocking. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. Like, from here, it looks perfect. It's that close. Condition is, I don't know, I guess we're going to call it like new. In box, outer box not present. So this model is currently in stock. And I think they're in Magna Cut, and they're $960. This one is S35, so they probably sold for something similar to that, but probably not doing that now because everybody wants Magna Cut. But I think let's do $650 on this one, $675 if you'd like it with an ApostleP Edge, the Medford USMC fighter flipper. Next up, oh, this would be like a grail for many of you. Hope somebody's got some money. Anybody know what comes in that box? That won't tell us much. Oh, guys, let's read the card, shall we? It's a Shirogorov. Model 111, Gen 5.1, M390 blade, carbon fiber handle. MRBS pivot system. Are those roller bearings? I gotta say, this is the sexiest Shiro I've ever seen. Yeah. It's kind of big. Handle length 5 9/16. Blade. Oh. 4 1/4 of super fine bead blasted M390. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is a titanium liner lock. It engages thusly. Let me see here. I do not think that's inserted. Blade centering better be perfect for what you're going to pay for this knife. And my seller tells me you can Spidey flick this. Like, that's why he bought it. And isn't that opening hole / fuller gorgeous? Yeah. That appears to be a marble carbon fiber, and there is a fine mill pattern in it. It's beautiful. Everything about this knife is beautiful. Look at that clip. Oh. It's like new in the box. They're out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $13.50 and $16.72. I don't think you're going to find a nicer example than this one. Your price, and it will always be the price until somebody buys it or it goes home. There will be no price drop on this knife. $13.50. $13.80 if you like it with my edge on it. That is the Shirogorov 111 Gen 5.1. Next up, I got an old pair of blue jeans for you here, boys. I sure do. It's from Chris Reeve Knives. It is a small in Cosi. The card says this one was born May 31st of 2016. Blade is S35VN at 59-60 Rockwell. I sharpened this knife for its owner not too long ago. Look at here, boys. We got mild to moderate, awesome trails. Awesome trails. We got the lanyard still attached. We have double lugs, as all small and Cosis have. We have pretty awesome action, actually. We sure do. Yeah, because I sharpened this and tuned it. And my edge still very good on this one. There's your lock engagement. Lockup is rock solid. Action is beautiful. Centering is perfection. I'm going to call this just excellent in box. Okay? There's a little pocket lint inside, but man, it just works perfectly. So they're out of stock, small Nkosi's. When they are available, current pricing is $4.25 retail, whether you buy them direct or you buy them from a retailer. Your price on this one, and you can't buy a new one. Did I mention that? Can't buy a new one right now. $3.50, no need to sharpen. That's the Chris Reeve Small Nkosi. PJ for Plain Jane. TAP for an ApostleP Edge. Next up, what, you like that one, but you want something a little larger? Okay. We got you covered. Oh, here we go. Oh. Chris Reeve Knives. Large Nkosi. Same vintage. 2016. This one born on July 27th. S35 VN 59 to 60. Lanyard still attached. Mild to moderate but gorgeous snail trails. 2 lugs. Now I've sharpened this one as well, but this one's had a little more use than the small one. So I'm going to offer a sharpened price on this knife. Blade wants to drop free. Flicks beautifully. Feels so good. Yeah. I mean, I think it's been a couple years since I tuned this, but it's still so nice. And the centering is perfect. I show you the lockup. Right where you want it. And that would be a ceramic ball interface. Man, it's all broken in and ready to rock. It's nice, guys. Let's see. They're out of stock at $500 for the large one. Everywhere. Let's do 400 on this one. $400 like it is. $420. I freshen up that edge. Chris Reeve, Large Nkosi, Plain Jane, ApostleP. Next up, our last Protech in tonight's sale. There's your box. It's a Godson model 720, solid black handle, blasted blade, plain edge. Now this knife is wearing its factory clip, but I got a little envelope here. Lynch Northwest. Inside is a deep carry clip for this knife by Casey Lynch. Just in case. And the Protech clips are a little long, I think. So there you go. Kind of a modified coffin. Little bit of scuffing in the coating right there. Don't know if you can see that. Button lock automatic. Spear point blade. Kind of a deep bead blast 154 CM blade. 3 1/8 inches long. 4 3/8 handle. The lockup is rock solid. Nice stiff spring. Centering is dead. Action smoking. Let's see, near mint, in box with the Lynch clip. Web retail for just the knife is $150. Then what is the clip? $20-25. Let's do this one at $125. Shipped priority mail $150 with my edge. The Protech 720 Godson plus Lynch clip. Next up. Well, we had an O light earlier in the sale. Here we have an O knife. In fact, we got 2 of them coming up. This is the Beagle. Right smart little knife, I say. Look at there. Got some coarse G10, which is interesting on kind of a gents folder. We've got blue anodized hardware, black standoffs. We got a black deep carry clip that is ambidextrous. Thumb studs and ball bearings. Black coated blade, a harpoon spear point in 154 cm. Blade length is 3 5/16. Handles 4 1/4. There's your lock engagement on the black stainless steel liner lock. Beautiful. Nice free action. Nice perfect centering. Condition like new in the box. These are available on Amazon right now for 75 bucks. Let's do 50. 50 like it is 75 with my edge. That is the O Knife Beagle. Next up, it's the other O Knife. It's the Parrot. In kind of a, I don't know, is that a slate blue milled and blasted set of G10 scales? Pocket clip will be right hand tip up, a deep carry. I guess it's a front flipper. Check it! Holy cow, he actually flipped a front flipper. I would almost buy it just for that, a front flipper that I can actually flip. Stainless steel liner lock mechanism engages thusly. Blade length is 2 5/8 inches of 154 cm. Handle is 3 5/8. Lockup is dead rock solid. You saw the action. Even I can front flip it. Centering's perfect. We'll say near mint in box. Web retail for these is 75 bucks brand new. Probably plus postage and tax. This one, 50 like it is. 75 with an ApostleP edge. That's the O Knife Parrot. And I saved the Rob's pick for the last knife in the sale. Yes, I did. Let's see if you can figure this out. It's from Bark River. It has my signature on it and the cornerstone Bible verse of my channel, Hebrews 4:12. What is it, you ask? Well, it's a gunny sidekick in CPM 154. With OD green canvas micarta. It's also going to come with 2 sheets. Here's the extra, the ambidextrous multi-carry sheath. So let me put some stuff. I got too many things going on. Okay. And here's the standard sheath that appears virtually unused, like really unused. Inside is the knife. It's my baby. I remember when this consignor bought this new and had it shipped directly to me to sharpen. This is the CPM 154 version of my Bark River design. Wearing an ApostleP edge that is sticky sharp. Blade length 4 1/8, handle 4 1/2. Stock is 5/32. It has the Mike Stewart, Bob Loveless Coke bottle handle, and it's so beautiful in the hand. It's got a stunning clip point blade. A very high convex grind. Oh, man, that's just one of the better ones they've done, guys. You know, these are all hand finished. This thing is good. Look at the symmetry at the plunge. Nice. And kind of a plain Jane, just micarta, no liners. Definitely near mint in box with an ApostleP edge. Your price, $220. No need to sharpen. The Bark River Gunny Sidekick TAP, that is the Rob's pick for tonight and the last knife in tonight's sale. That's it for this one, guys. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Go buy some knives.